Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a live stream for today. Super excited to hang out a little bit with Sir Rodolphe Pierre-Louis, our founder and CEO of ActionVFX, and Alan Collins, a VFX master here on our team at ActionVFX. What's up,
What's
gentlemen?
up, everyone?
Hey, what's going on?
Super pumped to do this. It's been a really cool season for us, and figured today was going to be a great day to just catch up with everyone of our users, answer some questions, show you guys some really cool behind the scenes look on the stuff that we've been doing, and also have some cool announcements as well. So before we even get started, today is Friday the 3rd, which means this is the last day of our huge annual Black Friday sale. So 50% off is going on the website right now. So hey, definitely make sure you guys check that out. The sale ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely you don't want to miss it. So yeah, definitely check that out. And we also have some cool subscription offers as well. So if you get a subscription during the sale, you will get 2 times the amount of credits, which is
that's like double.
Yeah, that is literally double, Luke.
Oh my gosh.
So definitely check that out. As I said, time is running out on that. But hey, we're not just gonna talk about the sale. We do have some really cool stuff to get going. And yeah, we do have a giveaway that we'll be doing. So I'm gonna pass it off to Luke to tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we always like giving stuff away. I mean, obviously we have a ton of free products. We've just released some really new, exciting free products the past week. And so we're going to talk a little more about those, kind of dive in to see what those are, how they were made, that kind of thing. But for this stream, we are going to be giving away 3 different subscription plans. So that's going to be the 3-month subscription to our 2K starter plans. If you don't have a plan, this is a great way to kind of try it out. All that you need to do to enter for this giveaway that will be taking place at the end of the stream is drop a comment on any of our platforms. So right now we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and I believe Twitter. So any of those platforms, it doesn't matter what you're on, you have to drop a comment that is a question to us. It can be for any of us here, me, Ro, or Alan. It can be, just, I think the more interesting questions, the better, but that actually statistically does not help your chance. But we would prefer if they're like, good questions that cause us to think and do stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and kind of jump right in. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Ro, what do you want to start off with?
Let's talk about some of the free products that we've released recently. So, every Black Friday we have this tradition that we always, release some free products during the sale, and this year was no different. We released 3 new free products. So, the first product that we released was the cartoon fire and smoke assets, and this was very different for us. It's not something that we've done before, like cartoon effects, but we figured, hey, if we can do the real fire and the real smoke and the real explosions, what does it look like to do a little cartoon stuff in there? So yeah, so that was the first one that we released. By the way, if anyone in the comments have watched those, would like to hear your thoughts on them. And then the next stuff was the flares, right? Yeah. So, those scenes when the danger is coming and you have the emergency flare in your hand and you're just holding it really close to the actor's face and it's burning up. Well, you probably don't want to hold it that close to the actor's face because it is not safe. So what you need to do is get our free ones, of course. And it will be super fun to use. We have, different brightness levels. We have the smoke added so you can really composite those into your shots and make them look very realistic because they are the real thing. So
Yeah, those are really cool. A lot of the fire and stuff that we try to do, like we have to usually shoot the smoke separately, just to like get the exposure right because it's like such a specific thing. But it's really cool with these flares that we've kind of been able to capture both of those in some of them. And again, they're free. So it's like, what are you going to do?
can't go wrong there.
Be upset with the 20 seconds it took to download them? I don't know. But Alan, what do you think about these, like just whether that's the flares or cartoon effects? Is there anything in there that like you like or find interesting? I know you're you have a really, really good eye for seeing stuff and thinking of all of the 100 other ways that it can be used. So any of that kind of jumping out at you?
I think the cartoons is really cool because we've never done that before. And I've worked on a lot of like 2D like motion graphics projects, and it's a little difficult to drop assets in that are real and make a cartoon effect. Although we have played around with that before as well. But I just really like how we're moving towards adding some more cartoon stuff, and I think I think people will really enjoy it too.
Mm-hmm.
And Alan, the third free product that we released, you actually worked very heavily on. So I'll let you present that one.
Yeah, the surface imperfections. Yeah, there's a lot in here. There's fingerprints, handprints, there's frost, scratches, dirt, mud. I mean, pretty much all the ways you could dirty up, a piece of glass. We did. There's smudges. I was kind of excited about the fingerprints. Adding that into comping that into shots. I haven't, had a lot of options as far as fingerprints and hands go, so it's kind of cool to put that out there for free.
Did we make those fingerprints anonymous, or could someone actually?
That was yeah. So
Oh, man.
I won't say who did it, but but
they're gonna start popping up in some FBI databases.
Yeah, they'll just search who all worked here. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't somebody who worked here. Maybe it was maybe we hired somebody specifically.
We need your fingerprints.
And for those of us that are just joining us right now, remember we are going to be doing a giveaway of 3 ActionVFX subscriptions at the end of this live stream. And all you have to do to enter is ask us a question, hopefully a good question, and you will be automatically entered, and we'll pick a winner at random at the end of this live stream. So I'm going to pass it to Luke to start reading some of these questions.
Yeah, I was just kind of looking through the chat here. We've got quite a few different comments coming in. One is from a user, Buddy, on YouTube. Do you know the Corridor crew? Yep.
We do. They're all super cool guys.
Yeah, for sure. We actually we've done a couple different collaborations with them in the past. We ran a limited kind of edition effects pack a while back called the Battle Box with them. It was hosted on our website, but it was curated by Corridor Digital. And we have some really exciting things in the works, hopefully before the month is over. We'll just put it that way. We've had some really exciting new types of products being in development. They've been helping us kind of get some feedback on those, and yeah, team's awesome. Definitely love working with those guys, and obviously their content is great. VFX Artists React and all that stuff is very informational and yeah, pretty chill. All right, another question was, are they going to be free forever? Referring to our free products. Yes, they're going to be free forever. But that shouldn't cause you to say, you know what, I'm just going to put them out of my mind. Just go hit those pages, check them out, and let us know what you think. Let's see what else we got. A lot of different questions. This is a good one. I'll direct this to you, Ro. Are you going to make bullet snow hits, or snow explosions?
Ooh.
Bullet snow hits or snow explosions. Don't know if that's directly specifically in our pipeline at the moment, but I mean the whole goal of Action VFX is to keep growing the library based on what everyone is requesting, what the users actually want. So yeah, I mean we can definitely see ourselves making these. We do have a really cool page and a moderator. If you could put that in the comments, where it's the request a product page, and you can basically request us to make different types of products, different you can vote on other requests, and basically that just kind of helps us get a good gauge on what the users actually want, and then we can prioritize those. So if snow bullet hits is something you're really wanting, do put that on there. And I'm sure, Alan, you'd have a probably have a cool workaround, right? If you wanted to use one of our current bullet hits
Yeah.
and make it into snow, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you could do that with dirt bullet hits. I mean, I'm sure you could make that white and snowy, but I guess the question is the weight, the dirt
Mm-hmm.
versus snow. But
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Even with, because we have like those small scale water splashes and stuff, so even if there were like
Yeah,
something in there to kind of, I would think that could kind of be moved around a little bit.
for
Another
sure.
really good question we had here is asked from Jonas on YouTube. When did you first start making visual effects stock footage, and why? That's a good kind of origin story.
Yeah. Yeah, that is really cool. And I don't know if there's anyone here. If there's anyone here from the Rody Polis days, definitely let us know in the comments. That would be pretty amazing. But yeah, the backstory goes something like in 2011, I was in college at the time, and I had this YouTube channel called Rody Polis where I did some VFX tutorials, mainly hit film using the software hit film. And so it was around there after we started kind of building up our audience that I decided to work on the very first product that I did. It was called the Shootout Stock Pack, and it was essentially a collection of gun effects that were digitally created, and so started selling that. I think we launched in November of 2011. That product, it was selling for $15, which was the whole pack. And so that was the beginning of that, and it was just a really cool experience. I've always liked the idea of helping people make effects for their projects, make better effects. And it's the thought process is, hey, if I can do the hard work and really save someone time, and you can simply drag and drop into your footage. So that's kind of how that got started back in 2011, which means it's officially 10 years for me now of making and selling visual effects assets. And of course, Action VFX came in 2016. And what we've been able to do with Action VFX, thanks to an awesome team, has been night and day compared to what I was doing at the beginning. But yeah, so it was a 10-year journey since 2011. So 10-year
Yeah.
anniversary.
That's awesome.
Woohoo.
In the comments on YouTube, Little Creeps. I'm not sure how I feel about your handle, but they said, I've been here from Rody Polis, smashing that download link days.
Hey, nice,
So
nice.
little
Well,
creeps.
thanks for the support, little creeps.
Question came in for Alan. I'm going to direct it towards
Yeah.
Alan.
Okay.
It should be from, let me double check the name. Okay, it's from Timo S on YouTube. He says, I really love those surface imperfections. How did you get the idea to make this, and why are they free?
I think the idea came about of just like what are we missing as far as like texture packs go, right? I mean, like we don't have handprints, we don't have like fingerprints, we don't have. I mean, that I know of, we don't really have any smudges and like phone smudges. those are going to be really good for cell phones. They're going to be really good for like fingerprint scanners. Um, you know, finding fingerprints on a crime scene. It's like there's a lot of options with those fingerprints, and I think we have like a single handprint, and I think we have a fingerprint from each finger. So I thought that was kind of cool. The
Nice.
smudges are really cool, and I would say dirt and frost and things like that are pretty self-explanatory.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of how those ideas came about. There was a need for it, so
Nice. Yeah, that's always. And Ro already mentioned. We've put it in the comments here, but the feature or request a new product link. If you guys
yeah,
have any ideas for stuff like that, whether that's texture packs or new types of products that we can make, new features on the website, whether that's like new types of plans, anything that pertains to the stuff that we put out as far as products. Uh, Drop that there. You can hop on that page and already see. I know nukes, like huge, large scale explosions, are one of the top performing things. But it's also really cool to see how we can just take that, give it over to our product creation team, and they can just kind of work their way down, um, getting clarity, asking questions on technical specs or anything else that could be helpful. So two more questions really quick, and then we will jump over into some other stuff. Here's a good one. Ro, what was the most expensive visual effect to make?
Oh, this is a great question, and it's actually pretty easy to answer. I would say, out of all the real stuff that we've done, because we have some real assets, and then we also have some CG assets on the website. So for the real ones, I would say large scale gas explosions volume 2. Actually, I think it's just called Gas Explosions Volume 2. So that was a real collection that we filmed. I would say
Mhm.
of all the real stuff we've done, that one was probably the most expensive, I think. Yeah, like every attempt costs like hundreds of dollars to to attempt
Yeah.
the shot. And then when you factor in getting all the necessary permits to do big 40 feet high explosions, and so the cost definitely added up there. So yeah, I would say Gas Explosions Volume 2, which you can get right now at 50% off
Oh my
due
gosh.
to our Black Friday sale that will end in less than 12 hours. So again, be sure to check out our Black Friday sale right now on the website actionvfx.com.
Yep.
And then as far as CG products, the most expensive CG products was the large scale gas explosions. So that was a CG product that we did of some real massive explosions that we couldn't really do in real life at that scale. And
Hmm.
we have, all these different angles and the different,
Render
render
passes.
passes, and just really trying to push how real we can make everything look. So I remember that collection took a long time. So yeah, weirdly, our two most expensive products, both real and CG, has been the explosions.
Yeah.
So hey, go buy those explosions so we can make that money back, please.
All right. Last
explosions are
question.
expensive.
Yeah, they're, but it makes sense, and that's really, and
Yeah,
when we first
yeah,
started out, is like that was some of the biggest barriers of all of this stuff has to be perfect so that we can actually create an end product that isn't absolute trash. And that's
yeah.
really that gap that we've filled, because when we first came on the scene, it was like, okay, why is everything trash? That's kind of the starting question that we built everything from. And it really is because it's these multiple disciplines that have to take
Yeah.
place. So your tech specs could be the best in the world, but if your explosion that actually takes place looks like crap, then the whole asset is like, it doesn't matter how good
Mhm.
your camera
Yeah, yeah.
is or
What's the
anything
point?
else. Yeah. So it's been really cool to kind of build on those over time, but it is, yeah, thinking of the cleanup work that had to go into the real explosions too. Like if a bird flies through the frame, it has to be painted out because it was a couple $100 to to shoot that, and we're in the middle of a field for safety, and so of course birds just kind of hang out.
Yeah,
But
birds and
freaking
bugs, right?
birds. Yeah, birds and
Bugs are a
huge
big issue.
bugs. Yeah. So, last question before we jump over into some other stuff, Ro or Alan. I guess we can hop over to Alan if you want to prep for your screen share. We can kind of
Sure.
talk about some of the new products we have. But while you're doing that, last question we have from Yoan on YouTube is the ActionVFX hard drive a physical hard drive? So it's kind of a two-part question. Yes and no. So we do have digital only versions that are cheaper, but we do also currently have a physical option. Right now, it includes two 10 terabyte hard drives. So it is a lot of information and is a lot. But there's a physical shipment, a physical package that you can receive. And the second part of that question is it updated with every new feature added to the site? That is a really good question that we've been asked a lot, but it is not. So that includes a perpetual license to everything that is currently on the website as far as VFX assets. So if there's a new explosion pack that's going to be released in 2 months and you purchase today, that one actually would not be included. But just in complete transparency, that has been a big thing that we've wanted to remedy. And it's just really hard logistically because even serving download files the size that our products are is really expensive for us. And so that's why we've kind of introduced this new subscription model that can be a really big alternative to that. And we've already seen a lot of people really loving it for that reason because they're able to have access to everything that's released on an ongoing basis and not have to worry like, oh, well, if I don't have an account anymore, I can't use any of this stuff or anything like that. So kind of answered those two questions, but those are very, very good questions. And yeah, we have so many new products. And for 2022, we have some plans to just absolutely blow through the roof on the amount and new quality. We have the best version of our team we've ever had as far as like specializations and skill sets. And so it's really exciting to see kind of where we can take it from here.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Allen.
Awesome. Okay.
Take it away.
Let's see. I'm going to share my screen here. You getting that?
There we go. Yep.
Cool. So what I have here is from our forest fires collection. I have a tree and a burning bush. And this is a really quick composite that I just threw together just to show how fast this stuff is. So composite into a scene. But with my composite, you have two mats here. One with the texture, one with just the mat. But there's a really easy solution for the bushes, and that would be unsplash.com. There are some really cool textures on this site, and what we had downloaded was this bush here and added that to our burning bush, which is here. Oh, and here's our unsplash matted to our bush mat. So you get kind of this pre-made built bush, and from there you can just drag and drop our fire from our burning bush.
Oh my gosh.
You have a burning bush. It's very quick, super easy. And
Yeah, go into a bit more details on that one, Alan, as far as what exactly do you get when you buy our forest fire elements, and how does all this come together?
So I actually have a good bit of them here. If pull that up really quick. So footage and mats. So what you get is the bush or tree limb or the tree trunk on fire. And you also get a mat that we shot separately for that exact same asset. So this is, you're looking at literally the tree branch that we lit on fire. And so you get a PNG of that, and then you get the fire itself. So it makes things a lot easier in composite. to where you can just drag and drop this stuff. I mean, you can build literally an entire forest fire from this stuff without a plate. so so I mean, it helps to have plates, of course, and I'm sure that this will be used a lot for you know forest fires that have already been were shot with the plate. But this just makes things so much easier and so much quicker to be able to just drag and drop these in. So yeah, the tree trunks actually have texture. So we shot those on a green screen. I believe they're all charred too. Let me double check. Yeah, I believe that these were all charred as well. So it adds a bit of realism to when these things are actually on fire. But yeah, so speaking of the tree trunk, we also have one here. Let me go into this comp and turn that on. And this one starts, we have ignition with this one. So play that through. Super cool. Actually, I should probably mention this. I actually duplicated this tree trunk and just flipped it and stacked it, so we have a little more length on this tree as well. So you can obviously extend these and build these out however you would like. And if these if you are building a forest fire, you can add branches. So it's very much like you can piece this stuff together however you see fit and whatever works best for your composition. So yeah, these are awesome assets, and I was stoked to hear that we were shooting these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the little like reflection environment too that you've got set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice little touch.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah.
Go ahead and make your screen full screen real quick, so we can see.
There we go. Yeah.
That better.
I always love those details.
It's pretty cool because like you can still see the branches behind the flames. Mm-hmm. It just works so well because obviously this texture isn't what we lit on fire. And you could composite this a bit better. You could add lighting and color correction, and this is a very, very quick example. Smoke, etc. But this works so well. Like it looks like a bush.
Yeah.
So
it's a bush.
It's a bush.
Yeah, awesome. we even have we do have some free burn mark textures that we released a while back, and that could easily just kind of be keyframed and revealed over that texture, add some motion to it, and call it a day.
For sure. And the ones that we actually had textures on, these again adding the burn marks, like you said, that would add a lot to this. But this is the exact tree that we lit on fire. So this just obviously is going to work like flawlessly. So that's really awesome. You can see the fire behind as well. So
yeah,
seeing ignitions is always so cool. It's like this is real.
Yeah,
sure.
I can just
so something worth mentioning too is there wasn't an ignition on this bush. But it's easy to fake that out. So very cool stuff though, and it is really cool seeing these tree trunks ignite from the start. How it just climbs.
Yeah.
And, like another thing that's worth mentioning is like, these are for forest fires, but I mean, you could really wrap this around just about anything since this is an alpha, so it's pretty easy to throw that on just about anything. But it's definitely a tree trunk on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. I think we've got a forest fire example shot queued up, so let's go ahead and hit that. It was done by Danasa, our visual effects artist. I really wish that were longer.
Let's see it again.
Let's play it again. Run it again. There we go.
I just love how amazing this shot is. Like it's and how different it is from the background plate too, because
Mhm.
you see the background plate and it's like completely different. It's daytime and all the changes that happened, and
Yep.
even the little fiery debris falling. It's
Yeah, that's our falling burning debris added in. Well, some of it
I love
is.
stuff on fire. All right, hopping back over to the comments section just really quick. Little Creeps said that the name comes from they make horror shorts, hence the name. So thank you for the clarification. I appreciate it.
nice.
Ripjaw Media says, being an independent filmmaker, I just want to say thank you for removing the barriers for high fidelity visual effects comping tools that other companies usually don't offer. Question is, what was the most challenging asset to create to date?
Hey, first of all, thank you for the comment. Really appreciate it. Glad that we're being helpful. As far as the most challenging, it's I mean, it's like the most challenging can mean different things. It can, like, in different contexts, it can mean different things for different people. So how about I say my most challenging, and Luke, you can say yours, and then
Okay.
Alan, you can say yours, and it probably won't be the same one. Um, I would say most challenging. Oh man, it's we've shot so many stuff. We have like over 100 different collections.
Yeah.
Things that definitely stand out is when we're filming the Gas Explosions Volume 2. That was very challenging in the sense that we used the sky as a blue screen, and we can't control the sky. So it's like if a cloud randomly came into the shot, we kind of had to wait for that cloud to go away before we could shoot it. Like we had no control, so we're really at the mercy of Mother Nature, which made it extra challenging.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was also the fact that like we had to shoot so much stuff and to coordinate all the different aspects of working with the pyrotechnicians and getting the permits and getting everything set up. That definitely comes very challenging to me. So top of my head, that's one that came. I remember that collection specifically was very challenging. But
Mm-hmm.
what do you think, Luke?
Yeah. One of mine that's just coming to mind, and a lot of them can be pretty challenging. Just kind of the nature of the beast sometimes. But one for me is going to be just as far as like being tedious to create every shot, like the reset time, turnaround time was extremely long. Was we were doing kind of like a bird's eye view, a top down of dust waves. So
Mm,
the product is Dust Waves Volume 2, but we have these like half bird's eye shots. So the camera's above a black floor that has been painted, and then there's this huge dust rollout from an actual dust wave that we create on set, and it can just be mirrored or pieced together to be a perfectly like seamless top down dust wave effect. It looks really sick and the effect is awesome. But in between that, because the floor was black, you just get dust all over it. And so like that again is the nature of what it was. But even just like trying to anything we did, like we've got leaf blowers, we bought like a steam mop, we bought all these random things to just try to like clean it off, but it was just the nature of it being really challenging. And I mean, it was probably 45 minutes in between every shot, and you're just cleaning the whole time. So the shot
yeah,
takes like half a second to do. It's like, okay, all right, another 45 minutes of cleaning or whatever. So that's been one of the more challenging, more difficult. And then second one that I've got that's an honorable mention is some of the blood effects we've done.
mm,
I've just found myself in some really weird spots in these, full black skin tight suits or green suits or whatever, like holding stuff in a really awkward way, and then I'm just getting like soaked and sprayed with blood. So bullet hit type blood things can be very, very messy. So what about you, Alan?
So obviously, I haven't been doing this as long as you guys have, but I feel like I feel like something worth mentioning that I wasn't here for on the post side would probably be the rain, right? I mean, didn't you guys have a lot to work with on the post side with the rain? We're talking about like big birds and things like that flying by. Like there was a lot of bugs, right? So there's a lot of posts, and there's a lot that goes into the post side of this stuff that I think that I didn't even catch when before I started working here. I was just like, what? Hey, shoot on black. What all can you do in post? But there's so much
Mhm.
removed, and there's so much cleaning, and there's just so much time that goes into to the post side of things. So I mean, really, like for me, it's been kind of equal parts with all the products, just making sure being very very nitpicky about like checking frame for frame for frame to make sure that you're not catching any weird glitches or any weird any dust that is unwanted dust that's
Mhm.
popping up. And
Yeah,
so I don't really have a specific one just yet. I'm sure I will. I'm sure that's coming. but but
it'll
yeah,
happen soon enough.
but I would
Nice.
say all of them have been a challenge, but
Yeah.
we always figure it out. So
That's great. So we do have a really cool behind the scenes video I want to show, but before we do that, um, for those of you just kind of joining in, we are doing a giveaway at the end of this stream, which will be here in, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, maybe.
13
So
minutes.
13 minutes. Be sure and stick around for that. We are giving away some ActionVFX subscriptions that we have that are pretty new. All you have to do to be entered to win is drop a question for us. Could be team as a whole, me, Ro, or Alan. Feel free to direct your question in the comments on your platform. So right now we're streaming on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
Mhm.
So feel free to go ahead and drop some questions in there, and you will be entered to win. We will randomly select at the end of the stream, and you'll be a winner.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's like the our rain products, I would say, were also one that was very challenging. And you wouldn't think because you just look at the rain and it's like, hey, rain, but we ran into so many different obstacles that we had to overcome for these. And from building the rain rig and shooting it the right way, which really our mindset is you have to shoot it the right way because then you set yourself up for success in post. Because if you mess something up on set, sure, sometimes we can fix it, but it's gonna make it a lot harder for you. And so yeah, rain was definitely super tough, but honestly, it's one of those products we're the most proud of as well. So let's
yeah.
go ahead and show that BTS of us doing rain. So it's like it's definitely always real, like large scale. We do our best to, yeah, if it's big and it should look big, we try to make it look big. But all the results were, yeah, super worth it. And some of you may have seen this next shot we're about to show of our rain assets in action. But if you haven't, you're in for a treat. So let's see it.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, so this show was composited by Sam Crow. He's one of our new team members that joined the team this year, and he really has been able to make those rain assets shine. And yeah, like it just all comes together because you have the rain falling, you have the raindrops falling, you have the raindrops landing and bouncing on the ground, and then you have the rain on glass, and it's all literally coming together. Let's see that shot again. So it's all coming together. Like if you're just watching this, I would just not even think twice about it. And for anyone who wants to do range shots like this, definitely check out our tutorial. We have a tutorial on YouTube covering that exact shot that you just see. That kind of walks you step by step into how we did it, which even if you're not working on that shot specifically, you're bound to learn something. And of course, I'll keep saying it, our 50% off Black Friday sale ends tonight. So definitely you can go ahead and go on the website, actionvfx.com, and grab anything you want for 50% off. And if you get a subscription, an annual subscription, you also get double the credits amount each month, which is literally so cheap and the cheapest way to use our assets considering the amount of work we put into them. So definitely check that out. You have a little over 11 hours left to take advantage of this huge deal. So definitely don't miss that.
Yeah. Got a question come in on YouTube from Joel. Is it a working rocket launcher behind Luke? Don't worry about it. No, it's actually a 3D printed thing. I'll show it.
Ooh, live demo of the rocket.
You gotta be super careful with this thing. So it's a file that I downloaded from Thingiverse.com. They have a lot of 3D printing files, and I printed it piece by piece. My 3D printer is just like a $200 thing, so it's not anything super crazy. But there's a section, there's a section, there's a section, and it just kind of works its way across. And then I have some of the smaller details, like the handle, or a little bit more high resolution. But this took about 2 weeks, 3 weeks to print. Just kind of running stuff. I ran into some print fails and challenges, but it works, right? And it makes Zoom calls and meetings a lot more interesting. So I like it. It's how I get respect in meetings. Just totally kidding.
So we got a cool question from Brian, and he says, is it possible if you can make a video on tips in making a video reel? I'm looking for internships and jobs now, and I want to be able to show off what I learned from you guys. We can definitely look into making a video covering some of those tips. One channel I know, is it Alan McKay, Luke, that does some videos and stuff helping people do better reels? I feel like there are some channels that already do stuff like that we could recommend. Would Alan McKay's channel be one of them?
Definitely. Alan has a lot of really good free resources online. You can just Google Alan McKay demo reel and it should pop up. But it is, we can also drop a link to it in our chat. But it is a very exhaustive resource for what someone's looking for when they're hiring for these roles. And he has loads of industry experience. I've had him on the podcast before, and just very, very experienced individual. So definitely give that a look for sure.
And I think Hugo's desk, I think he does that too, where he'll review and give tips on demo reels and stuff.
Yeah, he does live show reel reviews, and they are always really interesting to watch, and can make me nervous just because it's.
I was gonna say, is that intimidating for the uploader? Is he pretty cool about it? Does he burn them?
I mean, he's very honest, very truthful.
Very honest.
And
That's good.
Yeah, so a lot of respect for that, but it's a really cool thing. Again, Hugo's Desk is the YouTube channel. We can drop some links to that, but we've done some cool collaborations with him in the past as well.
Cool. It's like we posted Hugo's channel.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, we dropped that in the comments.
That's sweet. So yeah, we'll definitely look into making a video about that as well. Just helping people do better reels. But in the meantime, these are some cool people doing great things we always love to shout out. and everyone that is doing great stuff. So, all right, we'll be getting close to revealing who is winning the three free 3 month subscriptions for Action VFX. But let's see what other questions we have
I know we
in
saw.
order
I'm gonna
to.
say, yeah, we saw one question kind of fly by here that said it was asking why we don't have any tutorials inside of Fusion, and we actually do have some tutorials inside of Fusion. That is one platform that we've been wanting to create more content for. Um, but After Effects is such a large part of our user base. After Effects, Nuke, those two tools are really where a lot of our focus is. But if you or someone you know is interested in making really high quality Fusion tutorials for us, please reach out to us because we're always trying to connect and
Mhm.
find ways that we can just create more content together. But yes, so we do have some on our website, on our tutorials section, on our YouTube channel. But there will definitely be more of those coming in the future.
And D-Law said, "What is your favorite motion picture you have worked?" So, due to the nature of what we do, I mean, we ourselves don't actually work on the motion pictures. It's the studios that, license our footage that then work on the project. But our assets have definitely been featured on a lot of cool ones. Like, I would say, favorite one for me, and that was just a great surprise because I didn't know about it, was I was at home watching Avengers Endgame once, and then near the end, because I had seen the movie before and just never caught it before. But then as I was just watching it at home, I looked in the background and it was at the final battle, and it was like,
Spoilers. Just kidding.
"Hey, there's a final battle!" Huge spoiler there. And I looked, and it was like, "Oh wow, I think this is one of our explosions." And paused it and double checked, and yeah, like very well it was. So that was definitely a very cool surprise because I
Mhm.
mean, these projects are usually so secretive and stuff, but it was definitely cool to see it on screen and just not know about it beforehand. So overall, I would say that was the favorite reveal of mine. What are some of yours?
It's I imagine the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where you're like sitting and looking at the TV pointing.
It's like,
Like, that's our explosion. I think we've actually like made one of those before
yeah.
to kick on socials. For me, it's really hard. Kind of similar to that with Spider-Man: Far From Home. That was a pretty cool one. Just being a huge Spider-Man fan nerd, like the rest of the world. Um, Hashtag free Toby Maguire. Uh, and outside of that, I think there's actually a lot of other non-motion pictures that I really appreciate a lot of. We've been fortunate to be featured in quite a few, like 21 Pilots music videos. Even made it into a couple of Taylor Swift things. Being at the Grammys. What else? There was one other. I mean, I guess the biggest, most glaring one is like the Call of Duty franchise. Just being such a large, monumental thing in our culture as far as video games goes, that's been a really big one for me personally. That I've thought has been pretty
For
cool.
sure.
I know I named like
Yeah.
100 things just then. What about you, Alan?
No, yeah, you definitely got one of mine. It was just crazy. Just like the other night, I was scrolling through different games on Xbox, and I see a thumbnail play for one of the Call of Duty games, and I just see like our assets in the background, and I'm like, that's just crazy. It's crazy to think that we worked on that, and it's playing on TV. It's just really cool to see. I'm more of a gamer. I love films as well, but it is really cool to see action VFX in video games.
I think we had one kind of one last thing while our moderators grab the winner, three winners from our chat. I know we've got a couple more questions coming in, but we're getting ready to announce those. But before we do that, Alan, you want to talk about that blasters shot you did?
Yeah. So the blasters actually came about from the NASA, who does our visual effects tutorials. And I had comped that after seeing his shot in his tutorial, which was a great tutorial if you haven't seen it. But yeah, no, that was a fun one. There was a lot of camera tracking, a lot of motion tracking, both. Um, there's lots of things going on in the background. We have smoke, we have fog, we have uh, I use so much stuff from our library. I don't even know what's in there anymore. But there's a lot going on in that shot.
Mhm.
Do we have that?
Yeah, we can go ahead and throw that shot up here.
Dude, like that was so sick to see all the detail that goes into that. Like even the wounds and stuff on her. Like no one is gonna think, oh, that was added in and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy, man.
Yeah,
no, yeah,
the ammo counter was that was like the special sprinkle for me. That was like,
yeah,
that's nice.
yeah.
That just looks
I,
so
f-
cool.
I feel like making those breakdowns like that. You try to explain it to someone who's not a visual effects artist, and you show it to them, and they're like, "Oh, that's cool." It's like, okay, like, but like, I didn't just drag and drop an effect. So, like, there's so many layers here, and us like visual effects artists, we get it. We're like, oh no, there's a ton going on. There's probably things that I don't even notice that's going on, but and that's the best kind of visual effects. But I think it's better to make those breakdowns where you're like layer after layer after layer. I love seeing
Mhm.
that because it really shows the work and love that went into
Yeah,
a shot like that. So
for sure. You did a great job on that. One other comment we have that popped up, Joel on YouTube said, required to work at Action VFX would be, I suppose, being a great human being, knowing how to composite and shoot cool shots, and be a pyromaniac. I would say some of those, yes, but we are a growing company. So we actually have roles now because we're a real company that aren't just visual effects focused, which has been really cool to see. So we have, like marketing roles, business development managers now, and we're just growing in a really cool way that, it's not just me and Ro anymore. That's like, I don't know, what do you want to do next? I don't know. Maybe we should maybe we should do a Kickstarter. I don't know. And it's just really cool to see that. So we do have if you're interested in working with us, we would love to have you apply. Right now, our biggest need is web developers. That's kind of like what we're usually most actively hiring for. But on our website, always, just keep tabs on our social media. We'll usually post it there. But we do have a jobs section on the footer of our website. So on the homepage, wherever you're at, you can just scroll to the bottom and click jobs and see any active openings that we have there currently. But yes.
And honestly, and if you think you got what it takes and you love what we do at Action VFX and you feel like you have the skills to contribute to it, even if we're not hiring for a specific position, I would still encourage reaching out to us. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? And, at least get a conversation going because, yeah, in the end, we have so many plans for the future. And most of those plans depend on having great people on the team. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so yeah, we do
definitely.
have internships as well.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Every once in a while, we'll probably have some more next year. So,
Yep. Last kind of question, and then we will announce those winners. We're creeping up on our time here. Brian on Facebook says, any surprise packs you can mention that's in the works? So
Mm.
I'll direct this to Ro, but
mm.
Alan, you have my permission to tease whatever the next release is. So
Okay. All right.
All right. Any surprise packs that are in the works? Yes. And I won't reveal too much, but I will reveal 2 words. And those words are Unreal Engine.
yeah.
I mean, that's difficult to figure out, right? No, that's where I would have went. But,
Yeah. Yep. So
pretty exciting.
And be watching for our social media. We have some really, really big announcements for things that we've been working on for a long time, well over a year, probably more on like the 2-year mark of just planning and R&D and all of that kind of stuff. But it really is going to change up, and the future is evolving, as everyone knows, with just more productions moving to using Unreal Engine and Unity in their post-production pipeline. And with that evolving, ever-changing future, we're going to be right there. So really excited to talk more about that as the next couple of weeks show up. So be watching for that. Alan, what do we have? I know we have a December product release coming up as well. Anything kind of exciting in there that you'd want to tease?
In our December release, yeah, we have. How do I tease it though?
You can talk about it.
It's very cold. It's very cold and it's very frosty.
Like, are we getting warmer? No.
Yeah, we're definitely getting colder. Definitely colder from the explosions and fires and flamethrowers and burning forests. We are kind of on the opposite of that spectrum. So.
Nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Okay. It is reached that time. It is the end of the live stream. But before we end, Mr. Rowe, would you like to announce our 3 winners of the ActionVFX subscription that have participated by commenting a question on their respective social media platforms?
Yes. So our 3 winners, and each winner will get a 2K starter subscription from our ActionVFX subscription plans, and that'll be a 3-month subscription for free, so you can get it and start downloading some cool assets. So the 3 winners are, and I apologize if I say anyone's name incorrectly. Trust me, I know how it feels. So first one is Yoan Le Guenec, Brian Cofano, and Arman Perez are our 3 winners for the 3 ActionVFX subscriptions. So we'll go ahead and reach out to y'all in the comments and get that taken care of so we can give you your prizes.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Thanks for hanging in there and sticking around with the stream.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. And once again, Black Friday sale, 50% off everything on the website. This is a huge deal that really only happens once a year. So definitely go check it out. The sale ends in about 10 hours now. So don't miss it. Don't say you'll do it later. Go do it now.
We did have one last YouTube comment. We have this thing around the office where we're like, it's called Rotivation. And I'm just gonna go straight in. But Ro is kind of a very motivational person. So it's just become Rotivation, trademark, put that there. And the comment is, Ro, what's written on the wall behind you? So as we close the stream today, give us a little Rotivation. What can we expect?
All right, team and people of the web, let me tell you something about winners and losers. You know what separates those 2 groups? Winners, they don't quit. When things get hard, they keep going. They set their focus and they're like, I'm going to accomplish this thing. And they just keep at it. So if there's anything you get from this live stream other than our Black Friday sale ends tonight, I want you to remember, if you never quit, eventually you will succeed. So keep at it, yo.
Yep. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne
Ooh.
Gretzky, Michael Scott, Luke Thompson. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for joining us for this Action VFX live stream. You guys are awesome.
Peace.
Thank you, guys.